Yes. I like playing on the phone myself too. Having a darn good time here. You're beating the pants off me though. Well, that's a good move, but I have a better one here. I think this will be a triple word score. Let's see. No, I'll have to call you back. Just a moment. Welcome, my friends, once again to the basement sublet of horror. Your host, Gunther Dedmund, and returning once again with a film that tops all of the bad films I've shown this season. This is a real true stinker. It makes everything else look entertaining. If you need a sleeping pill or something, you don't need one now, because this one will put you right out. Killers from Space was directed in 1954 by William Lee Wilder and stars Peter Graves. Yes, Peter Graves, when he was still a young guy, way before all that other stuff, and way before he could even act. So anyway, let's go off to our movie, Killers from Space.
Soledad Flats, Nevada. The time, 6:15 a.m. Climax of arduous planning. Operation A-bomb test underway.
Detonation minus 70 seconds.
Planes take to the air, carrying sensitive instruments and nuclear scientists, ready to record the radioactivity from the closest possible vantage point.
Detonation minus 40 seconds.
The bomb-carrying plane nears the target.
Detonation minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. now.
Here is a world of communication, tailored for your needs of today and tomorrow, bringing together all people in a new era of understanding.
Looks like a fireball. Better check.
Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin, we're in trouble.
Pull out!
What out? I can't. The controls are frozen.
Tar Baby 2 from base. Come in, Tar Baby 2. Come in, Tar Baby 2. We've lost contact, sir. Baker 2, sir. Yes, sir. All patrol craft in test area. This is a mayday.
Paul decides to call the police. Yes, the police happened to be in the neighborhood and picked up Fifi. They'll take care of him until the boys come to the police station for him.
Control from Tar Baby 7. Wreckage sighted southwest corner, Soledad Flats. Ship appears completely demolished. No sign of survivors. Over.
Roger, Tar Baby 7.
Our search planes found the wreckage of your husband's plane, Mrs. Martin. A rescue crew was sent out, but...
But they must have reached the wreckage hours ago. Why can't they find him?
I honestly don't know, Mrs. Martin. Yes, come in.
Ellen.
Kurt. Colonel Banks. Isn't there any hope?
I'm afraid not, Mrs. Martin. They found the pilot dead in the wreckage. And according to all reports, no one could have bailed out. I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Martin.
Jay likes to cook, and soon has a package of coconut macaroon cookie mix in the bowl. He adds water and stirs the mixture into a smooth batter.
Dr. Martin! Dr. Martin, are you all right?
I am, yes.
It's Dr. Martin. Call the base hospital.
Come on, Doctor.
There's no trick to making cookies if you follow the instructions on the box and heat the oven according to directions. In they go.
Well, everything seems all right. Except, can't you recall anything that happened from the time your plane crashed until... I remember...
A spoonful for each macaroon. He makes the rows even.
You don't remember where you got this? You know, your medical chart shows no indication of any scars on your body.
I must have got it in a crash.
Your plane was completely demolished, the pilot burned to death, and you show off the picture of health. Are you sure you weren't driven here?
Positive.
No, this was surgery. A very skillful incision.
I've never had an operation.
Now, that's what I don't understand.
And Paul decides to call the police. Yes, the police happened to be in the neighborhood.
You know, Colonel, according to my files, Dr. Martin is just about the key man on this nuclear project.
Yes, along with Dr. Kruger, he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they're both good friends, and, well, both have knowledge and access to top secret information.
Well, that's very true, but that's no reason to suspect that
Oh, we can suspect anything, Colonel. Until Dr. Martin accounts for every minute from the time of the crash.
The shock must have caused a mental block. His mind doesn't want to remember the details.
In 20 minutes, it's time to take them out. They look delicious. Pretty good.
Did you ever stop to think that perhaps this Dr. Martin isn't really the Dr. Martin?
What are you getting at?
What I mean is that this man could be an imposter.
It's funny how Paul and Brother Mark always appear just when the cookies are coming out of the oven. And that Jay is a cook. Jay suggests they leave a few for the chef.
Any news on the line you were getting on Dr. Martin?
Just heard from Washington. Well, I was wrong. This is our man, all right. His prints and description check right down the line. Now, here's what I suggest you do.
Keeping in touch by means of the amazing new Bell Boy is the Bell System's answer today for doctors, salesmen, delivery men, or anyone who must be available at all times in the fast-paced world of Century 21. When someone calls and you are out, you can be reached by dialing your Bell Boy code number. When you get a signal on the Bell Boy, you can go to a phone to call your office or home and get the message.
You can't keep him here indefinitely.
Well, we don't intend to. We've asked you to come down here because we've decided to let you take him home, provided you can keep him quiet and he gets enough rest.
I understand. Now we'll just have to take that vacation he's been wanting for so long.
Vacation. To watch him, you'd think you never heard of one.
Yes, he must have asked me 100 times when the next test was scheduled. He's anxious to take his own readings again. See you later, Major.
Secretly, Jay plans to be an undercover agent when he grows up.
This is the automatic dialer. Just listen for dial tone, insert a number card, and press the start bar. The Bell System automatic dialer dials for you more quickly and easily than you can do it yourself. Numbers you call frequently can be punched on small plastic cards.
Duty desk, please.
Helen, what did you get up for?
This is Dr. Martin calling. Who is this speaking?
Sergeant Bandero. Anything I can do for you, Doctor?
I wondered if there were any last-minute orders on another atomic test. What do you mean you can't tell me?
Sorry, sir. Regulations. I can't give out information to anyone. No, sir. It won't do you any good to come down.
All right, we'll see about that.
We'll see about that. Oh, the doctor's being so rude, I think. As a matter of fact, he should just be fired, don't you think? Well, anyway, as a matter of fact, you could see a nuclear explosion from miles away. So when are they going to happen? Well, stick your head out the window and look. Let's go to a break.
And now, back to the basement sublet of horror.
You've seen Peter Graves acting in the first part of this movie. Well, no wonder they don't want him around. It's not the nuclear test, they just don't want him on the film. Well, you go back and suffer through the rest of this thing.
Look, I know they're ready for another test, and I should be there.
Can't you understand that they don't want you around for your own good?
I don't need their sympathy. There's nothing wrong with me.
Then why are you acting this way? You're all on edge. If you don't slow down, I don't know what's going to happen.
You really believe that, don't you?
Look, Doc, if you won't take it easy for your own sake, please, do it for mine.
It isn't easy to pound a nail in straight. Dad comes to the rescue. If you hold your hand further back on the handle, it will give you a better balance. Wait a minute. Try again. After you get the feel of it, you can strike the head squarely and not bend the nail or nick the wood.
I don't care what you say. You had no right to go ahead without me. And you, Kurt, you didn't tell me either. Why?
Orders, Doug.
Orders? Nonsense. The least that could have been done would have been to let me know. I'm fine. I could have done my work.
I hate to say this, Dr. Martin, but in your present state, you're not considered a very good security risk.
Me? A security risk? My present state? What's the matter with me? How long am I to be considered?
Only temporarily. The results of the test will be available for your study when you return to work.
I am ready, Colonel.
Out of this class of 40, just because it is average, 2 of these boys and girls will spend some part of their lives in a mental institution. My job is to try to keep the people around here healthy, and most of them are. Of course, nobody's health is ever perfect.
To us, you're still a very sick man. My advice to you is to go home and relax, as you were ordered.
Relax, relax. And if I don't?
Then you'll be confined to the base hospital till you change your mind. Now, what's it going to be?
I do think you've been hard on him at times.
Oh, Dr. Martin, I didn't expect you back so soon.
Haven't you heard? I'm a mental case. Can't even be trusted with my own work. Liable to go berserk at any minute.
He has an opportunity to amount to something.
But let him do it his own way. You've got him feeling now he isn't as good as the next fella. That's why he hesitates to make friends.
Colonel Banks will fill you in on the details. Don't tell me. Let me see. You're, I know. You're Miss Vincent, the secretary I share with,
Oh, Doctor, you can't be serious. There was no one in your office, so I thought you wouldn't mind.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right. As far as I'm concerned, you can take the rest of the day off.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't really belong here. I just came in to pick up a few personal things from my desk.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye.
If you've got something on your mind, Tommy, why don't you talk about it?
They're planning to get rid of me.
What makes you think that, son?
I heard them say so one night. They thought I was asleep.
Jay's friend Carl comes over to help him build a treehouse. Fifi wants to be included in everything the boys do. Carl cuts out the scrubby branches to make room for the treehouse. Just think, this'll be our hideout, and we can come up here to get away from everyone and tell our secrets.
Main gate, please.
Ever been invited out for an evening and had to turn it down because you're expecting an extra special call? Well, the Electronic Central Office will solve that problem for you, too. When you do go out...
Just a minute, Doctor. Main gate, Sergeant Powers. Dr. Kruger? Dr. Kruger. No, he checked out. Yeah, about 20 minutes ago. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting, Doctor.
That's all right.
Okay, Doctor. Will you sign out, please?
The papers seem to be intact.
Is this all classified information, Doctor?
Of course.
You know, according to security regulations, that vault should have been locked before you left.
But I'm certain I did lock it.
All right, then tell me this. Who besides yourself has access to the combination?
Well, the colonel here and Dr. Martin.
Dr. Martin. He was in the building this afternoon.
That's right. We saw him in my office. He left around 4 o'clock on orders.
He dismissed the secretary a few minutes later, but he didn't sign out of here till 20 minutes after you left.
After I did? Well, there must be some mistake. I personally checked his office just as I was leaving, and he wasn't there.
You always do that, Doctor?
No, but Dr. Martin has been acting, well, quite strange of late.
Yes, he certainly has.
I drink to every fellow who comes from far and near. I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a heck of an engineer. I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech.
Better get home for lunch or Mom will be sore, too. And then suddenly he noticed it.
All units in Sector 7, Code 4. Repeating, Code 4. Be on the lookout for two-tone coupe. License number 1W67713.
After that, he couldn't exactly remember what happened.
Dr. Martin. What are you doing with this?
From then on, he could remember. The face coming toward him, angry, threatening, dangerous. Face he'd seen before.
Any special reason for placing it under this rock?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Kearns, this is Miss Randall. Is he hurt?
But I'm afraid that my business isn't pleasant. I'm sorry to say that your Tommy has been caught stealing from Miss Perkins' pocketbook.
Oh, but that's impossible. I'm sure it's impossible. There must be some mistake.
destroy us. He's coming out of it.
It's all right, Dr. Martin. You're with friends. You'll be all right.
Now, let me go. Let me go.
Steady now, steady, Doc.
He'll kill everyone. We've got to stop now.
Easy, Doug, easy.
What did you give him?
Sodium amytal. Truth serum. It'll deprive his mind of any imagination. I guess he'll make sense now. I'll get the recorder ready.
Coloring Easter eggs is really interesting. Jay handles the eggs carefully.
Now listen to me.
First, a pink one.
Or you can ask him questions now.
Dr. Martin, what were you doing with the information you took from Dr. Kruger's vault?
I drink to every fellow who comes from far and near. I'm a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech and a heck of an engineer.
I'll tell you the whole story. I remember we were circling the atomic cloud. There was an object glowing beneath us at Soledad Flats. We were going down to investigate. Controls jammed. Couldn't pull out.
Fill the stands to dear old Wayne, shout till the rafters ring. Stand and drink a toast once again, let every loyal Maine man sing. Then drink to all the happy hours, drink to the careless day. Drink to Maine our alma mater, the college of our hearts always.
Ah, yes. Oh, that was a great song, a classic song. Well, after that flashback, you sure get thirsty, so... As a matter of fact, I was ready for that one, were you? Well, anyway, let's take a break.
We return now to the basement sublet of horror.
So, in the next part of our film, we're going to go to an alien autopsy. Not what you'd expect, though. This is the alien autopsy of a human being. They're going to take a scalpel and cut Peter Graves open, and they're going to pop... Well, you'll see. Let's go back to our film.
When I regained consciousness, I was on a table. Next thing I knew, they were coming at me. Strange people. Their eyes, those horrible eyes. They didn't speak. I could see something strange and eerie pulsating in front of me. Then one of them lowered it toward my chest. It was my own heart.
For some reason or other, he was convinced that people just didn't like him much. He never tried to make friends or to be one of the bunch.
What happened? What is this place?
Who are you? What are you doing to me?
Can't you speak? Who are you?
Step forward. Dr. Martin, I see you are quite well. You have recovered from your unfortunate accident.
Who are you?
A scientist, like yourself.
Where do you come from?
From a planet like yourself.
You know my name. You speak English.
We speak every language.
Can't expect me to believe that. I'm getting out of here.
Stay where you are.
All right, look up to your right. And now look over to your left.
Who are you?
I have already told you that.
How did you get here?
Here. In our machines magnetically propelled across the electron bridge we have created.
Electron bridge? You mean you come and go just like that? Without anyone ever seeing you?
Our ships have been sighted on numerous occasions by your people.
Then why haven't we been able to track one down?
We have a warning system similar to your primitive radar. Our machines are set to change course at the mere approach of a pursuing object.
Let's say I do believe you. Where are we right now?
In a cavern within the upper crust of the Earth.
How long have you been here?
Since the beginning of your experiments in nuclear fission.
What have you got to do with that?
We are accumulating the energy released with each of your atomic explosions. One moment.
Is it time to phone Grandma? Well, let's see. All right.
What was that?
A report from the monitor we sent to the surface to obtain the results of your last nuclear test.
Results? They'll take days to analyze and compute.
I think you will find these figures are correct.
I can't believe it.
You have a remarkable memory, Doctor, considering the fact that you did not survive the crash.
What do you mean?
The mechanism of your heart had ceased to function. It was necessary for us to revive it. You were dead.
I was dead? So that's what they were doing. You didn't even try to help the pilot. Why did you save me?
Because we had an important need of your services.
Such as?
Look this way, Doctor. You will understand.
Jay is musical and likes to play for the family, who encourage his music because it gives him a special skill.
Here, Doctor. You are the first of your world to be looking at our solar system, the Astron. This is our planet, Astron Delta. It occupies the fourth position in relation to this, our sun.
Yes, go on.
During the 23rd time rotation, our sun began to die. Our eyes developed to this state to combat the ever-growing darkness. We were forced to migrate.
You left your planet? Where?
We invaded these neighboring planets. They were nearer to our sun.
You just moved in and took over? How many of you?
All of us, well over 1 billion. There were feeble attempts to stop us. but we were prepared for such contingencies. And now that our sun is about to completely expire, we must move again in order to survive. Yours is the only planet in this solar system capable of supporting our civilization.
This is fantastic. Over 1 billion of you trying to come here to Earth.
We have no alternative. We have been putting our plan to work for some time.
One day, you may be able to call home and automatically turn off the oven.
At the proper moment, the invasion will be launched from our platforms, which are being readied in space. Nothing can stop us.
This is ridiculous.
You cannot find your way in or out of this cavern. Do not try to leave. So, you have discovered our menagerie. Don't you think you will be more at ease on this side of the cage?
What are you doing here?
We are breeding our, shall I say, armies.
Those carnivorous insects and animals? What have you done to them?
Their growth is due to a change in their genes. With your next nuclear test, these animals will multiply at a rate beyond imagination. When time comes, we will unleash them. They will spread to every continent and devour every living thing on the surface of the Earth.
What good will that do you? How could you expect to survive better than we?
We have provided for that. No, Doctor. Look over there. We will use their bodies to fertilize the soil. Vegetation will rise up in abundance. A new era of civilization will begin.
Gamma rays?
You see, Doctor, we have arranged for everything.
Wait a minute. All this equipment?
Our nuclear storage units. To date, we have accumulated several billion electron volts as a result of your atomic explosions.
Several billion? Why, a chain reaction at this point could release enough unstable isotopes to create a new and powerful element. Might be impossible to control.
True. An element that will never be known by your scientists. I can assure you the strength of this new element will be...
This is a powder keg. Could go off at any minute.
I assure you, Doctor, we have everything under our complete control.
What force could possibly be strong enough to harness the gamma rays?
Here you see the Bell solar battery in action, turning light into electricity to run this display. Solar batteries are used to convert sunlight to electrical power and make our satellites talk back from outer space.
Of course, no generators. That means you're getting your power from gamma rays?
You have heard enough, Dr. Martin. Step inside.
All right. What do you want from me?
You will have access to advanced information relative to the time and strength of the forthcoming atomic tests.
What about it?
You will provide us with that information as soon as it is available.
I see. You're afraid of an overload. You can't tap enough electricity wherever you get it from to control a strong enough charge.
You are a clever man, Doctor. Perhaps too clever.
And what makes you think I'll give you any information?
It is the only way you can save your own life when the time comes. You will be transported to one of our platforms in space and resettled here when our operation is completed.
You're asking me to sabotage the entire world, 3 billion people.
They are doomed in any case.
Well, I guess there's no alternative. I'll have to do as you say.
You are lying, Doctor. Your only wish is to betray us.
No.
I know. Your thoughts have been recorded.
Lie detector?
Call it what you like. You force me to resort to other methods. I will contact our space station. You are an unwilling subject, Dr. Martin.
What? Who are you?
I am Vitala. You will listen and obey.
No,
You will listen to my orders and obey me. You will listen and obey. Listen
and obey.
You will remember nothing you have seen or heard here. Nothing but my orders which you will obey.
Yes.
You will obtain the data and bring it to the stone near the place where your plane was wrecked.
To the stone.
What have you seen or heard here?
Nothing.
Yes. You see, if you watch these films in the basement sublet of horror long enough, your eyes will change. As a matter of fact, your whole being will change. You will become one of us.
And now, back to the basement sublet of horror.
Out of the flashback, Peter Graves has been mesmerized. That's right, brainwashed. We've got to stop them. Have you been mesmerized too? Have you? Well, snap out of it, Matt. We've got the world to save. Come on, let's go.
Well, that's what I did. I took the information to where they told me. I didn't realize I was being mesmerized. Why doesn't somebody say something? Don't you believe me? Kurt, you understand. These giant animals breeding by the millions, they'll devour everything unless we stop them. Colonel, you've got to arrange to set off another bomb tonight, the strongest charge we have. They're beneath the ground with all their equipment. We can blow them to pieces.
Now, wait a minute.
A strong charge will overload their units. You don't believe me, Colonel?
Of course we do. Easy, Doug, easy.
You think I'm crazy, all of you. Well, I'm not. Do you understand? Everything I said is true. I saw it with my own eyes.
I do think you've been hard on him at times.
Now, let me go.
Too many of us refuse to face reality. Too many of us try to escape escape our duties and identities. Whenever we leave our dreams and return to the real world.
Steady, steady. Take it easy now. Take it easy. We'll talk this whole thing over. What are you doing to me now? And just rest quietly.
Well, Dr. Martin seems to be indestructible, except for those hallucinations.
Those weren't hallucinations, Colonel. Under the influence of sodium amytal, a patient loses all control.
Well, then he shouldn't be able to fabricate those stories.
That's right.
Major, you're not trying to tell us that everything he said was true.
Look, gentlemen, I can only give you the medical facts. As for the rest, you'll have to decide for yourself. Excuse me, please.
Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But it is all possible because of the basic research our scientists and engineers are doing to make your service better day by day.
Oh, Mrs. Martin.
Oh. How is he, Doctor?
Oh, he's resting fine. I think he'll be all right.
She was two-faced. Her defense mechanism was rationalization.
How's the car?
Keep away from me. Keep away, I said.
Stop.
Let me go. They're after me. Nobody's after you, Dr. Martin. Keep away.
Doc, he's trying to help you.
I don't need the help.
Now, you get back into bed and I'll call Dr. Kruger. I've got to figure something out before he gets here. Need a pencil, some paper, and a slide rule. I'll see that you get it. Oh, can I have Dr. Kruger, please?
Hang of an engineer, like all the jolly fellows, I drink my whiskey.
She thought that if you pretended a thing wasn't there, it might go away. If you pretended something hadn't happened, maybe it hadn't.
Let's face it. I know that you all think there's something wrong with me.
No, of course not.
No, I wouldn't blame you after the story I told last night.
Well, frankly, you did have us a little worried, asking that a bomb be dropped because of what you said.
You don't believe me either. Kurt, I tell you, I've been there. I've seen what they're doing, breeding animals into carnivorous monsters. But I don't need a bomb to stop them. I've figured it out. It's all here. Now, look. Here's the nuclear strength of our last test. And this is the amount of electricity needed to control it.
Let me see that.
I had to estimate the conversion rates of their transformers.
These figures are correct. Such transformers must operate on a constant supply of electricity. Where could they get that much electric power?
Only one way. They must tap it from the main lines at the powerhouse. Could do it by parallel induction. Nobody'd ever know the difference. All we have to do is to cut it off.
Cut off the power? We can't do that. It would cause untold damage for miles around. Such a power stoppage must be planned in advance.
8 to 10 seconds, that's all I need. That gap in supply will short out their resistors and the whole thing will go up. But you won't go along with that. No.
He always manages to make it tough. I don't understand it. He just likes to have his own way.
Please call the main gate and try to stop Dr. Martin.
Dr. Martin! Stop! Stop!
He did what? How long ago? Right, we'll leave immediately.
What's wrong, Colonel?
Dr. Martin. He's on his way to the powerhouse, wants to cut off the power supply.
Let's go.
the main switches?
Hey, what's the matter with you? You sleepwalking or something, mister?
Where are the switches that control the Soledad Flats area?
I said, where are they? Control room. Yeah.
Oh, hello, dear. I was just talking to Sarah. I see. Okay, dear, but you tell Fred next time he's in town, he's to bring Helen, right?
Uh-huh.
Come on, show me those switches. Come on.
All right.
Cut that power.
Now, look, mister, be reasonable.
I said cut it. Next. Go on.
That'll turn the power off for 100 miles.
Do as I say.
Here it is.
Stay where you are. Put down that gun, Dr. Mott. I'm warning you, Colonel. Come any closer and I'll kill him. Now the next one. What's this one?
That's the master switch.
Cut it.
Doug, please, don't.
I said cut it. Get back or I'll kill him. Go on, get back.
Do as he says.
Give me 10 seconds after I cut the power. If I'm insane, nothing will happen and you can do what you want with me. But if I'm right... Now. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Over here.
Soledad Flats, right in the button.
Just as he said.
He blew them to pieces.
I just was reviewing the end of the film again, and it just doesn't get any better. I mean, Peter Graves saves the world, but they blew up the aliens off screen. Where's that graphic death scene where blood squirting everywhere, you know? Anyway, we'll be back next week with another film on the basement sublet of horror. And until then, good night, my friends.
Dear old maid, shout till the rafters ring. Stand and drink a toast once again. Let every loyal maidman sing. Then drink to all the happy hours. Drink to the careless days. Drink to Maynard of the Martyrs, the college of our hearts always. To the trees, to the sky, to the spring and its glorious happiness, to the youth, to the fire, to the life that is moving and calling us, to the gods, to the fates, to the rulers of men and their destinies, to the lips, to the eyes, to the girls who will love us someday. Fill the steins to dear old May.